touch your thighs, I'm the lonely one. Remember that last sweat, 'cause that was the right one. Oh, you mysteries are moving in the sun. I show some love and respect. Wanna get some love and respect. Baby, you can see that the gazing eye won't lie. Don't give up your lover tonight, 'cause it's just you, me, and this wire. Alright, let's tend to the engine tonight. She found a lonely sound. She keeps on waiting for time out there. Oh, love, can you love me, babe? Love, is this loving, babe? It's time turning around. Feast your eyes, I'm the only one. Control me, console me, 'cause that's just how it should be done. Oh, your history's like fire from a busted gun. I show some love and respect. Don't wanna get a life of regret. But baby, you can see that the gazing eye won't lie. Don't give up your lover tonight. She found a lonely sound. She keeps on waiting for time out there. Love, can you love me, babe? Love, is this loving, babe? It's time turning around. We steps into the bedroom, babe, you know me. This is alright. Home days will make soon. Will sustain us through the night. Inside my bedroom, baby, touch me, oh, tonight. Poses will make soon. Will reveal our sense of right. You should be in my space. You should be in my life. You should be in my space. You should be in my life. You could be in my space.
I sing a song for the hustlers trading at the bus stop, single mothers waiting on a check to come, young teachers, student doctors, sons on the front line knowing they don't get to run. This goes out to the underdog. Keep on keeping it what you love.
Alexa, play new Alicia Keys on Amazon Music.
Everybody rise up. You can ride it.
Some days it feels like it's never gonna stop.
It's kind of a mental war. Sometimes you just feel like it's not going to get any better.
Lo primero que le pregunté a mi papá fue, papi, yo me voy a morir.
When you go through suffering, you learn a lot about yourself. Good stuff comes out of every bad situation.
Dark circles all around my eyes. I was just out of it.
In one moment, those 3 words, you have cancer, and my whole life changed.
Without cancer, who am I?
I feel like I could do anything. I could go to college, be a nurse, be a doctor, anything.
I'm a straight A student, focusing on getting my bachelor's degree in journalism. I'm just doing one step at a time.
I would
I try so fucking hard. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna get shut down for that bullshit too. Shut up. Ha! Hi, welcome to Bobby June Bobby Hold on a second. Oh my god. All right, there we go. Hi. Okay, tonight we're gonna have news, and then hold on. Oh, I'm supposed to unbutton it when I sit down. Not used to this kind of thing, you know. It's difficult. Hold on, Bob. I try. Anywho, I hope it's not still on fire. That was the gayest thing I've ever said in my life, except for when Ron go. Poor boy. All right, fuck that. Man, I swear to fucking God. Tonight is a night for you. Hold on. I have to get the page up. Now I have to tap my fucking page. Right? Tap my page. And then, because I couldn't see anything last night, and people said things, and I felt like I needed to say things. Why I still have that stupid thing on there? Let me refresh. Drag down. Here I am. And then I. And then. If I click. If I click on it. Okay. I clicked on it. The internet still sucks. Let's understand that. First off, the internet still sucks. There's nothing about the internet that's like thoughtless. I can't click. That's not my video. I can't click on anything. Just like I can't just. Basically, I want to think and it happens. You know. All right, here we go. I have to bring this up because if I don't see what you say, I can't do the show. There we go. All right. Stupid ass. Look at that, the dumbass. I swear to God. I tried so hard on that bitch. I ain't going to talk about it right now. I'm going to be on about the show. Tonight, the show is about you. All right? So, when it's about you, you puto. Chinga tu madre, güey. The show's about you. Well, the show's always about you. I'm a facilitator of you. Tip top, top shape, tip top, top top, since the show's about you, then it should be for you. And sometimes when it's for you, wait, hold on. Sometimes when it's for you, you should run the show. Now, I'm not going to bring the large scale nukes to the table because I got plans for y'all. Y'all. And the plans are fun. Man, they're so crazy. But tonight is like a precursor to those plans. So tonight, you're going to run the show textually. And I'm going to look up and go, ha. Okay, here. I'm looking at the show right now. I tried so hard to fucking think that. I did proper soakage. That bitch ass. I really tried hard at that thing, man. So tonight's about you. That individual, that singularity, that B and to the A. Sometimes B is ahead of A. And what the goal is to have you guide the show tonight. I'm capable of spontaneity. I'm capable of extemporaneous. I'm capable of off the cuff. I'm capable of draw Trump hair, if Thomas says so. I'm capable. So I want you to tell me what it is that the show's about tonight. And I don't care what it's about. So please understand, I have a sesame seed in my teeth. And I have a yearning for your ideas. Because I usually just, what I do is I sit down and I start rail or spout or talk. But I want to learn how to include everybody. Because Thomas came in a long time ago. Hi, Thomas. I mean, Ron. Hey, Ron. Ron's switching tonight, but he's not. He's going through an episode right now, so he can't talk or you can't see him because he's a little bit. He doesn't look presentable or sound presentable. So we agreed, right? Not to show you, right? All right. Cool. Don't. We didn't turn on the camera over there, so don't switch it on. Just be. I don't have your mic on. Nothing is on. Just. You don't have to switch cameras. It's one camera. All you have to do is sit there. So, wait. You did have to switch that one camera. All right. Hi, what's up, bobbyjunelive? Let me restart. Fucking A, man. Oh, shit. The shit's still on fire. I got to go out there. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. That's the fucked up thing about a delay. You see the old information. All right, so, oh, God, I'm not going to watch it. So, tonight, the show is about you. And I want to know what it is you want to talk about because I want to comment on that. I want to, with you, opinionate. And so, go ahead. 415, you wet. I'm going to sit here. And I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. And I'll end up talking eventually. So if you don't say anything, I'm just going to end up talking. But if you submit a question via text through Facebook, that's the only one I can see right now, I will expound on it beyond your wildest dreams. And you could make it all the way to the edge. I don't have a problem with that. You know that. I think it's very clear. So, because Thomas a long time ago, he said, infinite wisdom and knowledge. He said, you don't want to talk to the people? I said, fuck no, why? Why do I want to talk to the people? First off, I don't want to talk to the people. And at that time, I felt the people were like 500,000. I felt quite, it's on before it was on. But in reality, I didn't realize that the fun is us. Now, of course, you're just going to sit there and passively listen when you want to, which is good. I want that. I love that. I think that's wonderful. God, what's the levels like? Test 1, 2. Oh, God, I can't fucking see it. So I think that we need to practice before the show blows up so that we can exchange ideas. And it's not necessary, particularly, but he's kind of right. We need to be about us rather than be about the show. I just thought originally that I'm going to treat it like a TV show. And that's my old racist thought. I thought that I'm doing TV. And in reality, I got to catch up with the times. So here I am, understanding that I don't know fucking what I'm doing here. Hold on. Let me explain one fucking thing. Oh man, Interpol. It's way too late to be in love. Okay, so I can't. I don't know if I'm even playing because they could shut me down for that song I played earlier, Antics and Narc. Narc on Antics. So Narc, let me tell you about Narc. While we're waiting for, see this song I played earlier, right? So I'm going to tell you why I played that song. It's social media based. Chuck, by the way, you should know, dude. At about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, that's the song, right? At about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, back in 2005. This is pre-iPhone, 1 or 2 years before iPhone. No. Just put it on the iPhone stage. It's 2007, okay? 2007. Shut up. I'm in my loft in 2007. I have an iPhone and a bunch of computers. Newly single, okay? Chicks are coming over. And before MySpace, chicks would come over Wouldn't give a damn about the computer. Wouldn't give up. I have a bunch of computers. Flatline. Now, introduce Friendster. Still flatline. Introduce MySpace. Flatline still. But 6 months into MySpace, dude, chicks discovered the computer. I mean, every single one of them. I have never seen. I have never ever seen a waterfall of human beings. It was amazing. Girls would come over and, hi, how you doing, Bobby? What's up? Can I use your computer real quick? Can I log on to MySpace real quick? Thanks. They didn't give a fuck about my computer earlier. MySpace, as Apple followed suit, let me do the gayest hand of all, ushered in computational women. Look at Ba. Wouldn't know what a data was from a doc. Wouldn't know what a dick was from a data. Nothing. Yet, now she does. And back in that fucking day, oh my God. So, thank you, MySpace. And therein lies what I'm talking about. Because when I was, and thank you, Chuck Rich, Torrance, California. Told me about, I was on Friendster, he was on Friendster, we were talking. He said, oh, dude, check out this MySpace though. I was like, what? Okay. And I checked it out. I was like, okay, let's sign up. So we're on there. And then 2 years of MySpace, right? Gorgeous. Beautiful. I did well on it too. I fucking did well on it because it was the height of my socialization. So I blew past my divorce and into MySpace. God damn. The Lord Jesus Christ giveth and never taketh. Always giving me the best. Except when he fucks me over. But man, that one, he did giveth. And so MySpace became big as fuck. And parents weren't involved. It was just everybody, 30, 20, no teens. It was like 20s and 30s, really. Maybe some 40s. I think I was approaching 40 at that time. And the best part, we understood the socialization of it all. But the best part was that you can customize it. We all knew about websites at that time. So we could customize it. We could play. We would put things on our website. We would put on our MySpace. We would change the color. We would put a certain number of friends up. And they would change the parameters just like Facebook does now. But we would change things. We would make the thing really narrow. At one time, I had the whole screen a chick face. There were so many parameters you can adjust. It was fun. That's another story behind that. So as the parameters became very adjustable, they allowed you to play a song when, see, MySpace operated differently. MySpace was a place that one could go to make their environment something that you would visit. It wouldn't be something that would go out to your news feed and plop itself in it. It was like you had a house. So the house, your MySpace was your house. And you painted your house. You did things to your house. You made your house your house. So people would come to your page They wouldn't really necessarily be informed about your page at any particular time. They would visit you. If I did something on MySpace, you wouldn't know about it. I would just do something to my page, and then eventually, hopefully, you would visit it. So it had limits because they didn't know about monetization and advertising and all the things Facebook knows about. So that particular process that MySpace went through was gorgeous because it was a kind of a cumulative technological upward cascade of events. Very low capability in the beginning, at the end, high capability. For example, and the point I'm making is, and the song you just heard was the song I have on my page. And it was Interpol. And Interpol has a beautiful song amongst many that had, and I put some songs up before that, but I've listened to Interpol forever. And so when I realized that this particular part of the song was perfect, I clipped it, edited it, and looped it on my MySpace page, right? And so here's the part of the song that I played. And I don't think it looped necessarily. It wasn't like an ad or irritating, but it was cool. So here goes. That was beautiful on MySpace because it said so much. It was like egotistically humbling. It was before a like and before we all knew what social media was. Like, check out my food. I got food. Let me take a picture of my food. You know, that was way before what this was. Way before this. Yeah, I can't believe them. I can't. I would love to be famous so I could point to myself. I can't believe people. That was. I know it's passé, but dude, Gaylord Perry, man, super. So MySpace, that song was perfect, and I put it on my MySpace. So when you visited it, you heard that. It was just fucking rad, man. Shit. And so I played that tonight and wanted that particular rope to fire up as I walked towards the camera. I had so many I had a big plan. I can't do it by myself. I tried. So you could be in my space and we could still do that. So MySpace, now, particularly, and interesting enough, was or is this thing right here. This thing is a piece of foam, piece of couch foam, yet firm, and on it are my MySpace friends. Sam, Oscar, Felix, not you, Felix, other Felix. He lives in San Francisco now. Mike. And on these cubes, I put my MySpace friends because they were in my computer. I said, you know what? I want my MySpace friends on my coffee table. Because it wasn't at this point where I isolate. I'm an isolated individual right now because of the workload. But back then it was the zoo. So I had all these cubes up I mean, I had all these cubes down, actually, on my coffee table. What kind of soup you got, Ba? No. Well, I try, Ba, tonight. Okay, listen. Tonight's just not random, baby. Tonight is you are directing the show, all right? So can you start the process of helping the show? I want you to decide what I discuss. So go ahead, launch in to a subject and tell me what to talk about. Direct me. In the meantime, thank you. I appreciate the suit compliment. I didn't think it actually looked good because I thought that with headphones on it looked stupid. We tested it before. We did a dry run before, and nobody liked it. It was lame. But all right, we're gonna do that once in a while because I bought 3 suits. I gotta use them. So I had that MySpace thing. Bomb, man, it's so bomb. MySpace is we need to re-implement this process of MySpacehood because they had some things right where Facebook falls on its face because its reach and influence is so great that they've lost touch with lighthearted enjoyability. Part of that is exposure. Facebook, once you expose somebody's, for example, if I went to your page, you wouldn't know. If I went to your, profile, you wouldn't know. But shouldn't you? Shouldn't you know that I went to your profile? It seems like Facebook has taken when you make everything safe for babies, it fucks up our world. Facebook has taken and made everything safe for babies and has fucked up the fun. So I'm putting out the thought of the inevitable prediction of what a piece of what this show is going to put out later. I gotta meet a developer. I gotta get it together. But and this is about 2 years in the works. We're gonna make a social media platform. Not now. It's gonna be a couple of years. Okay, this is an early iteration. This is a verbal iteration. The verbal iteration is, imagine, first off, you're on Facebook. And if you took Facebook, your profile page, and you said, you know what, I don't like that blue at the top. I'm going to change it. Then you change it. And then you said, you know what? I don't really like the side where it shows whatever it shows. I'm gonna minimize that. I'm gonna put that stuff away. I'm gonna throw this away, and this away. I'm gonna leave that. And then you know what? One of the fun things about MySpace was the ability to choose which friends you showed in your top 8. And you could change the number. You could have a top 4, top 2, 1. You could have top 16. Eventually, they started changing that. But if you have a top 8 friend list, like when I go to your Facebook page, imagine if there were 8 friends. I see the first 8 friends of your 300 friends. I see the first 8. MySpace would allow you to do that. And what you would do with that is you would use that as a communication device to these new people you met along the way in life. And they wouldn't last forever, but they were meaningful. The communication was very helpful. It was actually a welcome reprieve to not being able to tell somebody, yeah, I like you. They're not necessarily my friend yet, but I'm really happy I met you. And good for us. Welcome into my life. Now I'm going to move on and we'll talk later. But in reality, I definitely want to let everybody know I'm happy that I met you. And here, I'm going to put you on my top 8 for a couple weeks or a day or whatever. So it had utility. It was very helpful, amongst other things. So that what people should know about before they go on a blind date. Oh, okay. Let's employ this damn demand I put on. Okay, blind date. Well, Boss says, what is it that very telling, actually. she's collecting information. It's very blind dates are odd. I have maybe less than a dozen blind dates under my belt throughout my life. There's one takeaway that I've realized. I think it's one. There might be two, but there's definitely one. And it's a lame takeaway. The takeaway is you think you're better looking than you are. And it's sad. Because when your friends set you up on a blind date, you can be, it might just be me, but I hope it's you too. They're going to set you up with something you don't like. And you're going to go, why'd you set me up with that? And they're going to go, I don't know. And then you're going to go home. And then you're going to go, well, what the fuck? And then you're going to think about it. And then you're going to realize that's what you look like. And it sucks. Fucking sucks. Man. It's like go on a blind date. You will realize what the fuck you look like. Oh, man, I don't think I've ever. No, let me think about this. No, I've never had a blind date that's been satisfactory. I've never, ever. I've always been disappointed. Always. And I don't want to be. I want to. You know my friend, Jacqueline. And so that means we're both like on some certain groove. No, I've met chicks at parties where my friend threw a party. I remember Craig. Craig threw a party. Craig Ashby. He threw a party. He's had a bunch of cute chicks at his house, okay? But there's this one. I went to his house once. Craig, Santa Monica. Remember? He said, listen, no sex on the baby's bed. I said, baby, it's already happened. It wasn't even sexual. It was just a fun kissing, grabby moment. But I'm like, at a party. Come on. This is not a blind date, but at a party, sometimes you just look for a flat, soft surface and you just make out. But it happened to be on Ben's bed. And he was like 12. Sorry, Ben. Ben's like 24 now right now. There was cars. There was like a Lego set right there. Just cute. She was cute. But that's not a setup. That's not a blind date. I've never been successful on a blind date. I think I only do well in person. I don't do well on planning. And people think you're ugly. So don't let them set you up. I will never set you up on a blind date. Ever. I realize the pitfalls. You will be disappointed. Don't do it. Don't do blind dates. If you're going to do a blind date, go in like it's a toy. Like, I ain't got nothing better to do tonight, so let's let this happen. But you have to be concerned because even if you treat a blind date as if it's, let's see what she brings to the table. Let's see what he brings to the table. Do know that even if you go, believe me, I got water off the back. I got nonchalant. I got it ain't affecting me attitude like it ain't no tomorrow. It ain't no tomorrow. But when it hits you, it will affect you. Now there might be a beneficial, humbling aspect to that. Hey Taylor, there might be a beneficial, humbling aspect to that where you maybe sometimes should realize you're ugly. And so, okay, fine. Whatever. So maybe you need to subject yourselves to blind dates because then you'll be all, But, don't let the confidence kill you. So throw that last thought away. Just keep on trucking upward. But blind dates have never worked out for me. Taylor, have blind dates worked for you? Well, thank you, sweets. Taylor got too many blind dates. Ba, how many blind dates you on? Back in 1972, Ba went on a blind date, and then, but that's it. So I'm never gonna set you up, Ba, with a blind date. I don't know if there's lag with the audio, but I tried really hard with this stupid show tonight, and there might be lag. I don't know. It's okay. Sometimes technology will fuck me up. So, Taylor Ba said, but here's Ba. Hold on. I got to add loud voice to this because she gets very, defensive. I don't date, but I'll take it. Hold on. I don't date, but I'll take it. Hold on. I don't take, but I'll take it to note. Don't do blind dates. Okay, that's good enough. Listen, but the moment Ba lets the drawbridge down for a moment, thank you. That's good. I'm not going to set you up on a blind date, and I'm not going to want you to go on a blind date. But if you go on a blind date, I want to know about it because it's funny if you can muster that letdown. Now, maybe for girls it's different. I don't know. It can't be. You guys are pickier than we are. Yeah, you know what, Taylor? You're right. There's too many. Yeah, but Taylor said there's too many ways to meet a person before you meet them. But if you are introduced to an individual from a friend or a workmate or whatever, I would find it. There might be a little bit. The mystery might be a little lost in the request to see the person ahead of time. Now, I've done that before, and I've gotten out of some hairy situations. But yeah, you're right. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's just unavoidable that you cannot not see the person, even if you got their name. Yeah, fuck you. I'll never do that. That would be I can't double pain myself, okay? No, thank you. So, but Ba, if you want it, I'll do it. All right? After the gay sex shop, after the straight sex shop, we have to go out and handle your the construction of the new you, because you have yeah, whatever. That Ba is a Lego. Ba is a 3 or 4 Legos high. We've got to go about 15 Legos high with Ba. She's very blank. So, you're gonna hear her emit sounds that are loud and combative. Don't worry about it. That's just what people do when they're going through change. And Ba's going to go through change. And we're going to watch it. And it's going to be fun. And she's going to be happy. And it's going to be a big old smile. It's all right. That's a blind seduction. That's not the same. Yeah, that's kind of... Yeah, but you saw them beforehand. That doesn't count. You were my blind date. That's different. You didn't have a blind date. You were aware. All right, so let's see here. All right, no, my job is to pay attention. Okay, fuck. Well, I would hope that if you were coming over here, yeah, of course, I wanted it to be a job interview. But you were coming over. I didn't know, okay? It was 50-50 for you and totally 100% for me. But I realized afterwards that things were a-changing. And so that's cool. Vulnerability and all of that. Hey, of course. Well, you're a gorgeous person for that reason. Yeah. Me too. For rude. So anyway, I am on Facebook.com. So let's see what else. No, I have to. But I didn't know it. Well, I mean, I didn't either. I mean, I came out of the studio. Taylor came over for a fucking I met Taylor was supposed to be a sidekick. All right, let me just put the fucking shit on the table. And you're so good at many things that who knows what the hell you'd be best at. But nonetheless, you had issues. You and I, them and they, and us and we. So, shut up. No, I'm not. I don't blush. So, that's the light, baby. See? So, anyway, yeah. We had a fucking that Taylor and I, remember the chick that came over that night before you? She was good. She was better than you, actually. I'm sorry to say. Stupid ass. She did good. I mean, I watched the video after you left. It was a different experience. The other chick before you was Taylor came over for a sidekick position. And there was a person before her that showed up. And she was conversationally, she was killer. But, you know, I really, and actually, she was so good that I actually reapproached her after I restarted the show to see if she wanted to come over. But then after, it was kind of funny because I scheduled 2 different tryouts for that day. So her name was Mika. Mika, Thomas and I recorded the show with Mika over there in the corner. You guys never saw this. And she was a little bit gratuitously bubbly, which, you know, wasn't the real Mika. But, okay, good. We talked, and it seemed enjoyable enough. As I'm walking her out of the studio, thanking her, hugging her, bye-bye, oh, thank you, that was wonderful. And then Taylor walks up. And so I'm like a little bit, I don't know what I'm in. I'm a little bit like kerfuffled. What is the word? I want a good word rather than a simple word. I was a little bit whatever. What's the word? I was placed into a stochastic state of existence. Do with that what you will. And so, hi, go, sit, talk. So we talk, and we do the same thing that Mika did beforehand. We talk for an hour. Mika and I talked for an hour. Taylor and I talked for an hour. And we'll release the footage because we have the footage. And as we're doing the show, I don't know what time it was, but I don't know, 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12 or 1 or 2 or 3. I had the whole studio lit up. Thomas is in there directing. I'm talking to Taylor like I was talking to Mika. And all entirely of the power went off. Oh, man. And fucking, it was pitch black up in this butthole. Pitch black. And so I get up and I'm handling it. And she's freaking out. To a degree. Not crazy. She's just all... But in a funny way. She's not going to freak out totally. And so Thomas and I handle it and everything. We bring it back up. And then the show, and then so we come back and all that stuff. So, yeah, everything's cool. And so, yeah. So Taylor didn't work out. Yeah, dark. Neither did Mika. But I contacted Mika when I restarted the show. Just to see if she wanted to come and try out, but she never said anything. You, on the other hand, you need no contact. So, bobbyjune.live. I have that domain, actually, bobbyjune.live. I did some cool video shit today for my client, Bird Barrier. Bird Brains. And, okay, so that's cool. All right, so we're talking about blind dates. Don't do it. That's the only question I had. We met this dude. Thomas and I met this dude. Maybe he's watching right now. Let me see if he's watching. Marina knows him. Marina. That dude, pardon me. Navajo. Wait. Thomas, what's his name? Navajo Rebel? Man, that dude. Marina, that guy that worked at Shannon's, the bouncer. Anyway, he has a podcast. He has 1 billion people more than I do. And Marina contacted him. And it was cool. And so, yeah. So, what's up, Navajo Indian? He's cool. So I want to talk to him. We got to do something like, we got to get together with an individual that's got a lot of money, and then we have to suck the money out of their pocket. And Navajo Indian, I think, has that. And the search continues. Shut the fuck up. It do, though. But shit, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Obviously, you know what? Maybe I should have started the show as a buy yourself show. Look at me. Thomas, what do you think? Ron? They're nodding. So, it's all right. Now, I'm happy to plan ahead of time based on what it is that I'm doing for the evening, which was helpful tonight because I didn't know what I was going to do until about 6. And so I locked the doors. Ron, Thomas, no entrance. And then I realized, I'm going to light rope on fire, put it in the middle of the street, and walk towards it. It was helpful. I tend to go overboard, but it was very helpful. And so that, I know it was windy tonight. And I wanted to do something spectacular for you guys and walk towards this rope on fire, and it didn't work. So, trust and believe that big, good, rad things will happen. The ideas in the dome are bomb. It's the dick that can't work. You know? I'll get some Viagra. The dick will work eventually. Everything will flourish. I'll get a bunch of dicks. And once that happens, it's all fucking hard. Everything is working strong. But in the meantime, I have to pick and choose and try once in a while to do something that's, effortful and problematic, yet so fun. It doesn't matter. I want to do it. I took that rope and I doused it in acetone. And I stretched it along the ground about a quarter of the block down. I ran back into the studio, hit switcher, and then ran back out. Well, walked slowly because I had to line up with the song, and lit the rope on fire. Now the fucking rope didn't light on fire. It lit on fire, but it was truncated along its length, and so I needed gasoline. I needed extra, and so that will occur in a matter of time based on human beings. And I was going to talk about this too. We've had weird ass Facebook pops. Like our YouTube shit is dust. Like, we don't do shit on YouTube. We got 2 views every time we put a YouTube up. We got 2 views. All right, that's 0. But Facebook has been believing in us. And I thought, the last 3 shows or 5 shows, we got like 1,000. We got put in 1,000 timelines, 1,500 timelines, whatever, which was different than before, which was, 100 timelines or whatever you're going to call them, news feeds. And I thought it was because I was titling things coronavirus. And it wasn't, because last night I titled it The Return of Ron. And we got the same dose of newsfeed injection. So that was telling. So Facebook is looking at us. The computer is looking at us, not Facebook. And they're saying, bitch, don't talk to me about legal shit. Arson. No, I wasn't lighting. Arson has a specific, definition. I wasn't lighting something on fire to destroy it. I was actually performing an illegal act in public with fire. But I wasn't performing. Arson's different. True. I am bad at it. Not before. I could show you some video. I'm pretty good at it, but it was windy. I didn't. Yeah, okay, I was bad at it. There was so much to do. It's hard to get out there and do that shit. But you're right. I was bad at it. I'll do better. Trust me. So, Ron was the director last night. Okay. And he did a good job. And then afterwards, he wanted to go to Fantasy Castle. Like you guys, maybe if you watched the show, he was expressing the desire to do. So we went, but of course they're closed. He doesn't have any awareness of the coronavirus or what closed means, because he's up there in his room without any aspect of like social regularity. He's just doing his thing. And so I told him to be down here at 6 again. And he can't pull off the regular. It's funny because he and Thomas are like reflections. Neither have the ability to have regularity, yet completely schismatic difference. They're just like a shear. It's like a zhang, totally different reasons. But they don't have the ability to be they don't have the ability to express reliability from them to me. And those words that are delivered to me are like in stone. You know, when somebody tells you something and then you go, oh, okay, perfect. Neither party has the ability to say that with any confidence because they have other people affecting them, whether it's their own mind or other people. And so this is what you get, and that's okay. It's problematic when it comes to spectacular natures, as what I tried to do tonight, because Thomas knows I want to do some fucked up shit. Believe me walking down the middle of the street with a string of rope and some acetone on fire, that is nothing. That's all I could do by myself. Believe me, that's zero time. I got big fucking plans for myself. Seemingly self-sacrificial, but nonetheless, whatever. So, and just to the brink of complete failure or suicide, whatever it is that can be. There's a slew of there's a toilet paper line of people behind my brain waiting to express itself. So don't worry. Once an individual can join me with regularity, you're going to see a completely different show. Ha. So, otherwise, I got to take a pee really bad. Otherwise, as the show progresses, and we're climbing, the point I was making before when I said what it was that I wanted to tell you about was that YouTube doesn't like us, but Facebook does. Facebook likes us for some reason. Facebook likes us. So they're trying us out. We had I got a piece so fucking bad. Facebook says, okay, you started out with 3 views. Then 2 weeks later, you had 20 views. And when I say a view, I mean a person that might have watched 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 1 minute, or the entire video. You don't know. They don't tell you the details. Again, MySpace, hello. So, as that changed, I didn't even really realize it until I started looking at it in detail, that the view count has increased noticeably, like, you know, from like, I don't know. I don't know what it means, but from 20 to 300, or from 50 to 1,500. Now that's not the view count. That's how many people. That's how many times they put this show in a timeline. So Facebook says, interesting. They're doing it. I don't know what the fuck they say. Okay, it's machine learning, deep learning. I know all about that stuff, but I don't know exactly which. I don't know what their training model exists. What their training model consists of. But I do know that when you express a training model, or when you train a deep neural net, you can deliver decisions computationally that seems quite organic. And so you look at the show and you look at the results, which are called analytics, and you say, I was being injected into 20, 30, 50, 150, 250 timelines, or, news feeds. And then all of a sudden I'm injected into 1,500 news feeds. And that's now consistent. Even with the title of The Return of Ron. I thought it was coronavirus based. So we have this I gotta pee. I'm sorry. So, yeah, what's up? So, yeah, that was odd. I don't know the fuck I was talking about, actually. Everything's odd. Thank God we're going to live. Hello. Man, I called it. Old people. They're fucked up. They're fucked up. So everybody's going to live. We need to stop the quarantine. Everything's cool. Good for us. You know. They got to get really tied up and they really need to improve the ability, even under wonder or even under speculation. They need to improve the ability of the display of probability. That if the academic system, SB please. SB, stop worrying about the disenfranchised and start worrying about the diseducated, because you're working in an industry that is educating people incorrectly. If we can't If we have a problem like we just had, and we can't produce basic statistical probabilities regarding a number of outcomes to the general public, we have a problem that's deeper than, I know algebra, I'll be a computational scientist. We need to really, really push very hard for some of the fundamental things in the world that us humans need to be aware of. And I'm not going to go into the biases. I'm going to stay in statistics and probability. And these are basic probability states. These are not quantum probability states. These are probability states that are even non-mathematical. They're very they're base. When we enter into a state of emergency, when we go emergent, we have two choices, it seems. One, for a group of individuals to understand what's going on and then to completely simplify that nugget of knowledge and then deliver it to the world, which the world consists of 99% greater quantity than the people delivering the information. So that's one way. Simplify it, give it to people, the masses, and make it so basic that you can't move around in it. And not only that, but you're pushed towards a direction. And that's where social engineering comes into play. Social engineering has its place because if you're not going to have a populace that can quantify the differentiation between two states or three or four, then you're going to have to deliver them one state. That's okay. Fine. That's where we're at. It just isn't. We don't want everybody understanding politics. We're not talking about politics right now. We're talking about general communication based on an entire population and the numbers game regarding decision making, regarding the organism at hand. The organism is us as people, and then you could divide it up in states, and you could divide it up particularly along the oceans and the shores of sometimes the borders of the world we live in. So we need to let go of some of the things in school. Not necessarily high school, but let's start all the way into the ground. And we need to bring into effect the awareness of statistics and probability. Because those things, as dry as they may sound, and believe me, if I introduced to you algebra and geometry, you would consider them just as dry. You would consider everything else just as dry. So when I say statistics and probability, there's nothing about those that are dry in comparison to what we already have going on. So we're just swapping two things that are similar. So take out the fucking 2 or 3 compartments of dumb shit that we're teaching our kids, shuck them, and put in a couple things that make sense regarding the things we're listening to on the news right now. When you have a bunch of people, and I'm going to only complain about the toilet paper just for a minute for just sheer enjoyment. If you can't explain to your population what it is that we're going through, then you have an educational, or there's something you didn't do as a society. Hold on, boss did something. Thomas just left. I gave him something for you. Thank you. To read. No, thank you. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Big story behind that. When we have a population like now, Thomas can't come over until the show's over, by the way. Tell him to turn around and go home. We don't have the ability. It's straight. It's very weird. I don't want. We are running into a wall of understanding. We cannot have a population that has so little awareness, understanding, or knowledge about what's happening and simply has to be told kind of what to do. We have to eliminate that. We have to stop. We have to stop with the we have to stop with the I hope I'm not popping. I'm sorry, guys. I lowered the volume a little bit. I heard myself last night. I forgot all about it. Fucking A. Sorry. We have to stop with the we can't control anymore. It's too much. You're going to have internal conflict because you're going to have you're going to enjoy and protect and back up a society that has a particular degree of intellect that doesn't necessarily match the level of communication you're giving them. Kind of like what religion's going through, for example. Religion. We're too smart for it now. You're going to have society is going to have a coming to terms with that is it's going to be too capable to be manipulated. And there's no wrong. There's nothing malice. There's nothing bad happening here. It just needs to be matched. So if you are going to manipulate society, and when I say manipulate, I mean in a beneficial, humanistic way, you need to make sure that they're stupid enough to be manipulated. Basically, ignorant enough. Not stupid enough. I just want to say that because it's fun to say. We're not that way anymore. We've got too much information. So when you look at religion, it's in the same boat. Religion is going through a problem. You've got, strident, hardcore, leather-bound Bible thumpers talking about the benefits of spirituality. Now, that is telling to me because you see people that believe in religion going towards spirituality, and what surfaces is that there's a conflict in one's mind. I want to believe in religion, yet I know too much to believe in a religion. So I'm going to go right in the middle and call it general spirituality, which is great for us atheists because we love it when people resort to spirituality. We know where they're going. They're fucked. So, bravo. Don't stop. However, that wavering is a problem. We don't want people to be uncertain. So it's not necessarily beneficial for us people that want to eject superstition out of the human race to have people in the middle of ejecting it. We want them to actually turn the light switch off. We don't really want a dimmer. Okay, so we got to figure out a way to get rid of that dimmer. That's our next task. We're going to do it, though. Don't worry, motherfucker. If we don't do it, the planet will do it. We're going to fucking do it. Okay, so fuck them. Now, until then, it's the same way with society. We can't have, we can, but it will cause there's something about the 3 steps in what I'm talking about. There's completely ignorant. There's right in between, and then there's Spock-like intellect, which to some would seem cold, but to me would seem nirvana. In the middle is a problem. The half step that we're taking, you could fall off of a wall if you're half stepping. We can't half step. We got to take a full ass bitch. Boom. So that's why the show exists. We're trying to get you to stop half stepping and to start with that full foot on the ground. Let go. Let God go. Let math and geometry go. Get into the process of probability and statistics and all that crap that's so boring. And we won't have to talk to ourselves in such a way that sounds bad when we watch TV now. I mean, aren't we when you watch the news and the updates, they're quite upfront with information, but it seems like behind every day that I watch some of those news briefings regarding coronavirus, I see an undulation that I could have digested ahead of time if you were to be so kind as to reveal it to me. And I know they can. I understand that they have to control the masses. But if the masses only knew what's going on, we can actually be very transparent and generally put the information out without the helpful coercion that's going on. And I think that we can expedite the process. Okay, but we did a good job. Happy for us. Yay for us. We did a great job. We got rid of coronavirus. Thank God. Oh, my God. Everybody, work. Again, the concern to work. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I love you too. I can't believe the concern for individuals to work. It's this super retarded. When you have a bunch of people that say, I don't want to lose my job. See this robot right here? See that? I don't want to lose my job. I'm a truck driver. Why would I want to lose my job to this motherfucking robot? I'm driving. This truck driver should be so happy that this robot exists. This truck driver should go, thank you, and then go, drive the truck, bitch. I have never seen a group of people called 7.1 billion be so upset that they cannot work anymore. Now, that's a very momentary way of thinking. Nonetheless, I've been fucking we're on work, dog. Hey, spread the word, dog. You to forget, nigga? I fucking don't want to work, huh? We don't want to work. If you want to choose to work, that's a different story. And how wonderful it would be if you wanted to work. But if you don't want to work, dude, we need to push the world into a state of, I know it's risky, but well, we need to do a lot of things. I got time to get to that. That's a difference. I'm not going to get into that. Okay, just stop worrying about working. You want to fucking feel fulfilled? You will. Lose your job. Who was that Asian dude that was trying to be president? Give you $1,000 a month. Just, man, I can't believe it. The world's going to look back and go, remember when humans were, remember when robots came and then the humans said, no, don't let us stop working. And then the robots took the jobs and then the humans said, well, it's not that bad, actually, that we don't have to work. Shit. It's kind of bomb, actually. And then they started doing other things that were as enjoyable that they thought about for a long time that they'd like to do anyways. And then the robots continued to work at Amazon. And then the humans, they started painting cute paintings. And they started dealing in self-politic. And then they started doing very interesting things amongst each other. And yet still the robots in Amazon were working, delivering the Bluetooth speaker. And then the people were still like not doing anything. Yet they were fucking happy. I mean, I can't believe humans are arguing about fucking working. Humans are saying to themselves, bitch, I don't want to lose my job. What? Listen here. Don't make me lose my job. Don't make me. I can't believe it. Now, I'm not talking about that Chinese thing. I'm not talking about my fucking dad, Mexicans taking everything. I talk about that. That's different. That's an economical fairness trade-off, okay? That's a different story. I like that story. I'll tell that story. Different story. I was talking about everybody losing their. Ah, my God! Shut the fuck up. Loser. You should. If you hear about Elon making a robot to drive a truck, bitch, all the truckers should get in a truck and go to Elon and go, "I will show you how to do it." And Elon, thank you. And then all the fucking trucks are driving themselves. And then the truckers do something else or not. Maybe, let's think about this. Maybe if whoever loses their job stays out of work. And whoever does lose their job, we have to take care of them. Andrew Yang, here, I got an idea. Okay. Andrew Yang, the old president, our first Asian president, he said, bitch, I'll give you money. $1,000 a month. That's not going to do anything. Maybe for Taylor and I, that'd be fine, but most people would be like, nothing. So if we rejiggered that into an industry specific what they would call a golden parachute. So let's paint the picture. The truck drivers, okay, truck drivers. First ones to lose their job because Tesla's got that bomb-ass diesel. So we all know that, and Tesla implements it. Now we have to, we're going to play with a timeline here based on, we're going to crunch it into a decision that happens in an instant rather than a 10-year period. But nonetheless, we're going to play and say, truck driver don't got no job anymore. Now, the truck drivers are not going to go become programmers. Learn to code, bitch. They're not going to do it, okay? And we shouldn't expect them to. Some of them don't have interest in coding. Some of them don't have interest in other things. You have to realize the biological drive of an individual. You cannot expect a dude or a chick that drove a truck to fucking want to learn how to code. It just might not be their interest. And that's what drives people. So get off of that. Assume they can't learn anything. That's not the case, but assume it and say, listen, whatever sector that loses its bulk, they get taken care of. They get taken care of. And the next one, taxi drivers, money for you. It's going to be a little odd because there'll be a bunch of taxi drivers not out of work, but moved into their house, paid a fair, big, large sum of salary, and then we're out here going, I'm still churning butter, bitch, what? So it's not going to work the way I'm saying it. Nonetheless, if we can compartmentalize and lockstep into, or not lockstep, but actually preempt or partition the individual industries that become consumed by technology and then take care of the humans one at a time. And knowingly so, not in a way that was mysterious or without transparency. We would have to agree with that process. We would have to rejoice in the process because we would have to understand that we're next. So I think that something incrementally clever has to be applied. I think that the people that are doing this either are trying to preserve the stupidest fuck idea that as if we wanted to work, or they're trying to change us into a new career, whereas if many people wouldn't be able to. And so those things need to be chucked. You cannot give me another job. You cannot make me learn something. And you and I, me being the one losing my job and you still having a job, neither of us want to be forced or have to work. So we need to get out of this brainwashed state of, I like my job. I don't want to lose my job. we need to make a golden parachute for everybody. And it can't happen at the same time, but it has to happen in... Basically, I think we can maybe divide up. Like, I'm a graphic designer, okay? Give graphic designers a particular golden parachute. There is a point in time when graphic design will not be needed. Hopefully. At that time, when we all agree that it isn't, will be a checkbox. And the checkbox will be, well, nobody needs graphic design anymore. Why would... We don't need that. Everything is designed already. We don't need it anymore. The only time you need graphic design is if you need to, like, you don't even need it. Even if you want to express it, you can be a graphic designer. But we don't need anybody to have to be a graphic designer anymore. We don't need you. If you want to contribute, that's different. But in the meantime, we're not looking for you. And then the human race says, oh, checkbox, graphic design, dust, and so on and so forth and such. Caregivers paid by the state, don't need them. Dust, don't need them. Everybody that gets a fucking, everybody that watches technology consume their position should have a parade. They should not be stressed. And they cannot do that on their own. They have to be stressed without us. But we have, because we are included in this, we have and we must develop a process that allows for these segments of us, because you're next, to strap on and learn how to unfurl the golden parachute. Because it's going to happen. And so let's think about it differently. Don't forget, nobody wants to be forced to work. Nobody. You can definitely work if you want to, but you don't and should never be forced to work based on pressure, rent, money, food, yada, yada. If we have a collective intellect to eliminate the need to work, we should employ that immediately, celebrate it properly, and do it systematically so as to not disrupt and cause pain to many people. We're not doing it right. And universal basic income and all that bullshit is not the answer. We need a very specific change. I'm talking hands on, not those things you have beside your bed, bitch. Bobby. Sorry, I have to bring it into context. I'm in a rant right now. So, no more. We need to really work on this work thing. And this coronavirus it didn't do much for my own personal desire, but it did advance us. Home-based, all that kind of crap. It's so incremental, though. Listen, when I look at the world move, I see. You ever seen a sloth cross the street in Indonesia? On the internet? Long fingernails. Cute as fuck. Super cute. White usually. Hairy. Little head. Little mouth. Long arms. Long body. Quite big. Sloth. Crawling across the Indonesian street like this fast. All the cars stopping. It takes probably 15 minutes for this sloth to drag itself across the street. Adorable. They look so cute. Oh, sloths are them. Manatee, sloth, you name it. Yeah, adorable. We are fucking sloths in tar. I'm an extropian. Look it up. Max Moore. Thank you. Dear Mother Nature. Look up the word Max. Look up the word More. M-O-R-E. And then look up the word attached to that. Mother Nature. And then read that document. That's me. The world fucking sucks. So, I know I can't make it into me, but nonetheless, let's expedite some of these normal things we want to have done. No more work, please. Stop bitching about work. Let's figure out a way. Yes, me too. I saw that. I looked up too. Bah. Let's figure out a way. Let's take taxi drivers. If we lose the need for taxi drivers, we need to understand what to do with them. And we definitely, I think, possibly, maybe, not have them re-enter the workforce unless they want to. Every time we lose an industry, we should immediately give those individuals. Now, I know there's problems because everybody's got different sizes of houses and different rent amounts and different drug habits. But we need to hand all of the taxi drivers exactly what they were making. Now, I know it's not going to work this way. Okay, this is a thoughtful, and I've thought about this before, but there's a planning point that I haven't thought about. So this is not what I'm planning. So I have to couch this in a I have to say there's only so much limit that I got right now. I'll plan it though. Believe me, I'll think this through. We have to give all those taxi drivers that Uber took the jobs from, we have to go, listen, no more work for you. Stop it. Here's what you made. Every taxi driver. Now, in a perfect world, we would go, here's exactly what you made before in a taxi world. Go on with your best, yeah. You get every year, every month, every week. You get exactly what you made right when it got took from you. There's aspiration you kill. There's all sorts of things you fuck up. But we have to start somewhere. So we give them their monthly allowance that they made when they were taxi drivers for free. And we tell them, you're good. You get this for the rest of your life. Now, if you want to go work, go ahead and work. You will not lose this money. This money is yours forever. If you want to work, you're all good. Go ahead and work. There's a lot of problems attached to that. But you have to start somewhere. There's two problems I see immediately. One is, the main problem is, what does it do to the human? What does aspiration mean? What does drive mean at that point? What does adaptation mean? Even more importantly, all of those things are very interesting and they should be investigated, but we should definitely not. You know, when Trump came into office and he said, Mitch, I'm taking on China, fuck y'all. Nobody want to do it, you bitches. So he took on China, right? Well, I'm telling you, I'm taking on working. Everybody wants to do what the Democrats did or what the people before Trump did. They didn't want to deal with China. Let it go. We had that certain thing going on. We had to do it. Now just let it go. Trump said, fuck that. So I'm saying, fuck that. Take on work. Don't fucking work if you don't have to. And let's move forward. Eventually, everybody will be doing whatever they want to do. Isn't that the goal? Isn't the goal to do whatever you want to do? Wouldn't it be wonderful? Don't look down at your dick and say, "Wow, what do I want to do then?" I don't want to hear it. If you can't figure out what to do, if your work was taken from you, like a snatched bandit in the middle of the night, like a dick loving, he took your dick, give it to me, took it, boom, out the window. All of a sudden you have a dick. Yeah. You'll figure out what to do. Don't worry. You're a human being. We are good at figuring out what to do. You do not need to worry about what to do. You will figure it out. And if you're lazy bones Jones just wants to sit on the couch, that's fine too. That's what you figured out. Whatever it is, I don't want to hear it. I wouldn't know what to do with my life. I don't want to hear that. That's so fucking boring. Look it up. That's so boring. I don't want to hear it. In fact, the people that say I don't know what I want, they give 5 minutes of thought. I would love to witness a population out of work and cash flush. That would be an amazing event. Imagine a imagine every pocketbook quite full. Not rich, but just like as you were, maybe a little bit more. And then not required to do anything at all. Imagine what that world would do. Can we at least try to see what it would do? I would assume, based on our past experience with ourselves regarding our, the way in which we move forward, progress, and are, I don't want to say adaptable again, but we aren't natural-born slackers. There are plenty of us that are slackers. So what? We don't want to build a world based on children or slackers. They are a blip in time based on the general scope of human push, which is, prefrontal cortex already formed all the way to nearly retired, whatever you want to call that, interim, 20 to 70. The 20 to 70-year-old individuals, that is the bitch. People before 20, still babies. People after 70, go ahead and relax. But the middle bulk, that's the budge right there. We don't want to go further with the crosswalk painting. We don't want to go further with everything else regarding the minimum. We want that bulk. We need to protect everybody on the outside, but we need the bulk to run us towards the future and to run us into a more interesting, enjoyable, and free state of living. And so, don't stop the robots.